Innsbrucka, Nymburce. Já jsem vám je poslal, vlastně napsal, byl asistentem týmu v Izraeli, byl asistent and so on. Prosím vás, já si myslím, že jsme tady v takové sestavě, že ho nechám mluvit anglicky. Nebude to, doufám, problém. Pokud by to pro někoho problém bylo, tak mě zastavte, nebo jeho zastavte a řekněte, abych to přeložil, a to přeložil. Jo, zbytečně to nebudeme zastavovat. I just explain coaches. I see the coaches, most of the coaches, they can speak, they must speak English because they are foreign players. So you run your lesson. Maybe if some of them, in some part, they need something to translate, I'll be ready and I translate. Okay?
Okay, so hello everybody. I don't know exactly how we present me, but
Perfect.
okay.
You're a great coach.
No, that's okay. My name is Oren Amiel. I'm from Israel. My basketball for me is passion. Before it's a profession. Okay, I started coaching from a very young age. After finished playing, coaches from 11, 10 years old kids, all the way to the top of the pyramid, including any gender. Like I coached 12 years old girls before, so I have the experience of everything. And then I got lucky, or I had the privilege, or I was honored to be able to be involved in high-level teams. But this journey for me as a coach, it's not only about being on the court and just make X and O's. It's much more than that. For me, it's like a university, because it's all about life. And a lot of things of my philosophy that I add to my philosophy and my view in basketball comes from the players, comes from the people I had the privilege to be around, top elite players, elite athletes, and I learn every day. I'm telling you that as an assistant coach, I have my notebook during the practice and I write it all the time. I don't want to miss anything. And the players can teach us a lot. And if you have an open mind, you see that we don't know. I know that we have the thinking that we know everything, but it's not correct. And during this journey, I had a lot of stuff to my philosophy about different topics. And today I want to talk with you about the point guard habits. And during the new basketball, the new generation of basketball, the basketball become more fast, more dynamic, okay, than it was like 20 years ago. You can barely find a true point guard today basketball. Today basketball, it's always a twinners. It's 1-2-2-1 combo, 3-2, 3-4. Some very, very rare centers that still playing 15 minutes a game, but if you can see, even from the NBA, the basketball has changed. And for me, point guard, it's not only the position on the floor, it's, you can say a leader, you can say a playmaker that can come from, I don't know if you for sure know, remember Sabonis, for me it was a playmaker, okay? Many years ago. So a playmaker and a point guard or leader, you can call it whatever you like. But a lot of things that I took and I built to my philosophy or my strategy. What is this function called point guard? A lot of this has come to the players, the competition I was participating, EuroLeague, Eurocup, being around these guys, playing against those guys, writing notes, here and there have a little small talk with this guy, with this player, collecting a lot of information and build some idea about how I see this function, okay? Basketball is a game of habits. Obviously, this is something not new for you. But I want you to know that there is a lot of instincts in basketball and a lot of improvisations. But when you get to situation that you use only your instincts, there is only, for me, for my opinion, only few, very, very, very few players that can really build on live out of their instincts. And they are unique players. Unique players, not in our even category. So for a real point guard or real leader, it's very important that you have a strong root, strong habits, that then you can merge them together with the instincts and with the improvisation in order to be a good point guard. So a good point guard relies for me on good habits. A mediocre point guard relies on hope and luck. He will start his way and hopefully something good will happen. This means that you start your way and you never know where you're going, and a lot of time you hit the wall in the end. So it's important that we have good habits, and now let's talk about these habits that I believe are the most important habit for a point guard. So I call it, everything I do as a coach is to build some kind of code, some kind of terminology with the players, so then during the season we're speaking by one word is enough for us, instead of speaking a lot and trying to explain a lot. So we try to put everything I do, I try to put in some cover, so it's very easy to remember and it's very easy to communicate. So I call it the triple P and the double C. And we're talking about 5 strong, the most strong habits that I think are important. We talk about pace, pick at the rim, we'll talk about it in a minute, paint, hunt the paint, control and communication. Okay? Let's talk about pace. The first P would be pace. Now, I want to tell you that many years ago, 50 years ago, it was a great legendary coach in the college basketball called John Wooden. He was coaching the great UCLA, and they asked him, what is the main thing that you are looking in a point guard when you recruit one for your college, for your team? And he said, quickness and composure. And if I try to translate it to our language, to basketball language, I would say that it's very easy to play slow and under control. It's very easy. It also will be easy, and you probably notice a lot in all ages, including professional ages. It's very easy to play very fast, but out of control. This is something we face every day. But if you want to be special, you should be able to play fast, but still to be able to stay under control. Okay? And you cannot basically, especially with the new game, you cannot be a special point guard if you play slow and heavy and without pushing the ball up. Okay? And then we put it to terminology and how we connect with the players. So we say, raise the ball from arc to arc, and a lot of things that we will see in this topic, in this parameter, in this space, will connect tomorrow to the lecture tomorrow about up-tempo game. But we want to raise the ball from 3-point line to 3-point line. Why? Because it simply put a lot of pressure on the defense immediately. If you walk up the court, the defense can organize, the defense can set up the matchup, the defense can do whatever they want. They don't even they don't play under pressure. And we want to force them to play under pressure. And the reason we want to do it is the main reason is to, first of all, we want to achieve easy result. An easy result for me is to score or to get a foul. This is first of all, before we're talking about other stuff. And I want to show you once in every topic, we're going to end it up with some kind of video just to have the idea of what we're talking about. So we want to raise the ball from arc to an easy point. And it doesn't mean to play fast, doesn't mean to be unhurried. You probably heard this phrase a lot. So this is the easiest one, okay? But if you want to score, you push the ball to the 3-point line, but then you need to play under control, because now the defense is already out of organized, the disorganized defense. You see there is a guy behind. But this player, okay, he's not driving to the lane just to see what's going on. He's playing under control, and then you have the opportunity to see the defense. But all of it starts with the mindset. The mindset of bring the ball to the three-point line when the ball is dangerous, when it is being a threat, and is effective. Second thing is you want to do a foul. Now watch. This is players. This is the team that I was involved in. This is something that we focus on every day. The point guard, okay, name is Derwin Kitchen, one of the best that I was around. When he gets the ball after rebound and he sees the big man, I'm sorry about the language, but the big man bat, okay, he sees bat, he's going at him immediately. Because there is no way that the point guard, his defender will reach him, because there is no space, because he closed the space here, and there's no way the big man can stop him. Or he go by him and create an advantage, or he cause him to make a foul. This is automatic, and this is something that we work on practices. Same thing, okay? And this is how we create this mismatch. Watch, you know, see the flow. Watch this position. Most point guards or most players, or I don't want to say because again the game is changed, but the attitude or their habit will walk up the court and set up a play. But this guy, he recognized immediately the big guy. First of all, he engaged him. First of all, he going at him and force him to defend him. Then he's under control. He doesn't have to go on him immediately. But in this way, the defense don't really know how to handle it, and the big man cuts, and it's over. So the most important thing is, first of all, bring the ball to the three-point line and still be able to play under control. The second thing would be pick at the rim. Now this is not only about point guard, but it's also about any basketball player. I don't know how it goes here. I know how it goes around the world. If you go to YouTube and you go on kids, you're going to see kids, teenager, whatever, working on their game on the summer, taking a private coach or whatever, all of them working off the dribble. And you can see players make moves, and I don't know. But the thing is that at the end of the day, especially in professional teams, there is maybe 2 players that work off the dribble. All the others needs to fit to the system. And we waste time, they waste their time because they miss a lot of opportunities. We will see it in the video. Every time I touch the ball, as a habit, I want to take a quick peek at the reprick. It's quick. I want to picture the flow for 0.5 seconds. Okay? This should be the habit. Even on the loose ball, we work on it. Even on the loose ball, the first habit is to watch on the floor, to watch on the paint. Okay? To see the rim, to see what's going on, and not immediately dribble. What's happened to a lot of us. And why we want to do this? Simple. First of all, to be a threat. Eyes are weapon. Eyes can tell if we are aggressive, or we are passive, or we don't care, or we don't involve, or we are not in the game. Eyes are very, very important. And if the eyes is focused on the ball, we cannot be a threat. Okay? The second thing is not to lose any opportunity to score. And I'm telling you again, it's happened to us a lot also today, and it probably will happen in the future. How many times you see a guy wide open, but we see the other guy is I call it, I try to translate to English from Hebrew, it's tough. It's like it's a useless drive. It's a useless dribble. Simple as that. It's a useless because you dribble, you stand in front of the guy, and in the meantime you miss the opportunity. And I'm not a big fan of NBA. I'm sorry if I kill someone's dream, but I'm not a big fan of NBA. But still, I have one team that I like to watch, and I like to try to investigate or see what's going on, try to learn. And this is the San Antonio Spurs, and there is not by mistakes. Many years ago, I was in lecture of the coach, Pop, and they were the first that start to bring players all over the world, and he said, simply, they changed their philosophy. The players from overseas, they changed their philosophy because their fundamentals was much better. And they look, and they see, and they play together. And it's easy to like San Antonio Spurs. And the amazing thing of them is that every player, not only the point guard, every player that touched the ball, the first habit he got is to look at the basket. And how many times it's happened to us that someone is wide open cutting, and I'm with the ball, I didn't see him. The second time he will make faces, the third time he won't cut. So we lose, all of us. We lose as a team, as an organization. And in San Antonio, 9 times out of 10, if you are open, you're going to get the ball. And it doesn't matter what is your name. And it brings everybody to enjoy the game. Okay? And we have I was helping some youth program in Israel, and the first habit we said from day one to the guy, to the players, 10 years old, that all the teams in the program work. The first habit is, first of all, you get the ball, you look at the basket, and they become so happy. So happy. The ball fly, the ball move. The habit was good. Everybody involved, and it's a big part. Okay. Now let's take a quick look about the San Antonio, and I want you to watch their eyes. Okay, watch their eyes. It will be in a second clip also. 5 players look at the basket. 5 players look at the basket. Pick. First pick. Second pick. Third pick. Fourth pick. Even now. This is heavy. They don't even control it anymore. They touch the ball, they look. Okay? Now I have a theory. I'm not sure if it's wrong, if it's correct, or if it's... this is my theory. When I was a player, I was a point guard. And I have with me on the team a young, very young, talented player that he used to be in the youth program. He used to score 40 points every game. But everybody tells him, listen, you're too short. When you come to the big league, you cannot be a shooting guard. You must be a point guard. So he worked on his skills, on his habits, on everything, on his technique, and he come to play with us. And after 1 month, I told him, as he's my friend, I told him, my friend, you should continue to be a scorer. That's my opinion. And I was very young. And he said, why you say that? I said, listen, when we shoot around before the game, you know, before the coach speech, before the team warm-up starts, just a lot of players shoot and there is a lot of balls. When I shoot the ball as a point guard, I always disturb what's going on here. Like, I'm about to shoot and I see the ball here, I take the ball, I pass the ball. I'm about to shoot, someone called me. Always something is in because I have the peripheral vision, I want to be involved. This guy, he's watching the rim and the ball go here, he's just making shots. You don't even think about what's going on here. I told him, for my opinion, you are not ready to understand what is your thing. You are focusing. You're a great shooter. He was a great shooter. I don't know if this theory is wrong or right, but I can tell you that in my experience, also with American players, also with European players, in high-level players, whatever, I find a lot of trends on this situation. I found a new generation of the point guards, which will be scoring point guards, great skill point guards. They can do a lot of stuff. They will go for the assist, only the instinct assist, because they are very technical, they are very skilled, so they make an advantage and they see the first pass and immediately they make a nice flashy assist. But if they need to play ball screen, or they need to play some kind of dribble drive and kick out, weak side players are out of their radar. Okay? And this is a lot of this. I see in the warm-up, they shoot they cannot see what's going on the side. This is again something that I noticed many years ago. So the third P will be hand the paint. This is one of the most important habits. A real point guard, an aggressive point guard, will eagerly hand the paint. Often will hand the paint. Will go inside the paint. A great coach once said, when you drive the ball to the basket, good things happen. Okay? You drive the ball to the basket, good things happen. But the paint can be dangerous to the defense, but it also, if you don't know how to handle the situation, it can be also dangerous, basketball dangerous. Yeah, I'm coming for the country that you say dangerous, people go to the pump shelters, but dangerous can be also for us as a ball handlers. Because if I go into the paint is dangerous place because it's crowded, it's big guys around you, and if you don't know how to use the strong habits, you're probably going to make bad decisions or lose the ball. But if you go into the paint, you get in, Steve Nash called it the kill point, okay? Because you get inside the paint, your percentages can go high. You can grab it, you can take a foul and go to the line. You can panic the defense, shrink the defense, and have a lot of opportunity to kick out. So the good things, but you need to have good habits. And the first habit when you go inside the paint is to be alert and powerful. And it's not about going to the weight room and be strong. It's about the body language and your mindset. Because if you are ready, they said, if you try to convert it to a war situation, they said that if you know your enemy, if you know what to expect from your enemy before you started the battle, you solve 60–70% of the problem because you know what to expect. But if you're surprised, you don't know what to expect, and he surprise you, that you are in a deep problem. And when you go inside the paint, your body should be low, wide, and you need to expect people to bump you. You need to expect someone to try to reach the ball. If you just go there and you're naive, you're going to lose the ball, you're going to lose balance because someone pushes you. And it's a lot about, and again, this is something you can practice on. Because if you put all the equipment with these mattresses or whatever, or people around him, and you let them go inside on practice, and you let them function inside, okay? You can practice, and it's not practice your skills, it's practice your mind. And you practice your body language. So the first thing is going to be alert and powerful. Expect, don't be surprised, expect the situation. Second, and it's connect immediately, if you have a strong habit here, low stance, be wide, protect the ball. If you have good habit here, it will be easier for you to stay calm, okay, and stay under control. Because a lot of us, a lot of point guards or drivers, they go into the lane, into the paint, and they are hurried to make a play because they are afraid to lose the ball. They're afraid that something happened, okay? But if you are alert, you can stay calm, you can stay under control, and when we stay under control, you don't have to pick up the ball. You're going to see in the clip in a minute. Keep the ball alive, okay? It's also being under control. So it's important that you stay under control. But to play on one foot and jump in the air, this is not, most of the time, bad things will happen unless you're going to dunk the ball or to finish, to score. Okay? The last one, we come back to this pick on the paint, pick at the rim. Pick at the rim doesn't have to be only the eyes, it can be sometimes with the fake, it doesn't matter, but the eyes will make I believe that the eye fake, we call it eye pick fake, it's more effective than a ball fake. This is something that I believe. Because the eyes is the most important thing. You can go, you can fake with your eyes you drive and go to the other side. But when you drive into the lane and you take a peek at the rim, three things the help guy can react in three different ways. Okay? First way is to stay down, and then you can finish. Stop, you stay down, you can finish. This is rarely happen. Most of the time it will be a big guy. The second thing, he can jump. You go, you pick fake, he will jump. Then you can use his fake, you can use his out of control action, and go under, whatever you want. Good defenders will just stop, set a wall in front of you, hands up to disturb your shot, and stop you, and force you to make a bad play. But if you have a good habit, and you realize and you expect it, when he goes high, a lot of passing angles opens. Or the kick out, or the dish. So only this can give you an assist. Okay? Only the habit to bring him up. I want you to see this clip about this. It's connected to Gretzky. Was a great hockey player, right? Correct? When Gretzky. So they call it the Gretzky move. So it's connected to the Slovakian Czech. Why? This is I'm sorry. I was in a few hockey games. They took me. I still don't know the rules. I don't know how it goes. I don't know the dynamic nothing. But I know if the goal is here, you're allowed to go around the world, right? So this is exactly what Steve Nash doing. He's like something again. He practices on because he can see the court. He keeps the ball alive. Watch. He goes. Imagine like there is the goal there, and he goes around the ball, and he's always under control. He never loses his control. Watch. You continue. You can see the floor upside down from the baseline to the other side, always under control, always under control. Never pick up the ball until you have a solution. Solution, it's a shot or it's a pass. Same. Now, these two are most, for me, if I take the new generation, I take Michael Jordan out. Magic, this generation, from the last 20 years. These two, and I will add also, in my opinion, Jason Kidd, the best point guard, true point guard that we can find, and they are paint masters. Okay, they know how to get into the paint and bring the result. First of all, they are powerful, they are alert, they are ready, they're never surprised. Eyes are up. Stays down, you finish. Control. You can find him play on one foot only if they still have this control to lift the guy and force him to really help. But most of the time they will play on two legs. Score or pass. Pick at the rim. It can be again, can be with the ball, can be without the ball. Watch the hand of the defender when he stops. Hands up, angle. Immediately passing angle. So if your point guard is going to drive it into the lane time after time, and he hit the wall, and he go into the traffic, and he traveling, and he all these kind of things, it's better for you to try to communicate with him and try to teach him the right way. Again, eyes up, hands up, angle, passing angle, immediately. Okay? So this is crucial. If you want to be a good point guard, you got to be able to handle the paint. First thing will be control. Now this is something that it's very, very in general. But let's talk what we are thinking about. Okay, first of all of you are coaches, and I believe you can relate to that. What written there, okay? That if you're a coach and you have a point guard, your wish is that every time your point guard is getting the ball, you want to feel comfortable. You want to be relaxed. You don't want to feel nervous or worried. And I'm telling you again, this is something that has happened from EuroLeague until 10 years old kids, because this is how it goes. Not every time the point guard is really under control, but we want to force him to be under control. And under control is not only about him, it's about also the things around him. It's okay to confront your teammate. Okay? It's okay if you are the point guard of the team, the leader of the team. It's okay to confront your teammate if it's for the team. It's for the team to move forward. If you confront him and you're just like this and you're thinking about yourself, pass me, not pass me, so it's better to shut up. It's important to know everything. It's important. I know we had 2 years ago we had a great point guard. His name is Mike Dixon. He's a scoring point guard. The good things is that we're almost sure that every shot he takes, he makes. Okay, and he was a man. Okay, he was tough. But when he starts going, we close our eyes, and he probably closed his eyes. We never know how it's going to be, and we never know if we call the play, if he couldn't communicate his eyes and the ball going the right time. So we could live with him because he was a great scorer at the point. But then we have on the other side, we have Irka Welch that give us the opposite, okay? Confidence, control, knowledge. We are comfortable when we got the ball because we know the ball will go to the right player. So this combination probably can be Teodosic, the color, the knowledge and also the ability. But this is important. And when we're talking about control, so first of all, we're talking about yourself. And it's a lot about work on your game. First of all, learn the game, study the game, work on your knowledge, become a better player, knowledge-wise. Emotions, your voice, your emotions, everything around yourself. You should be able to improve. And if you are a coach and you have some relationship with your point guard, it's very important to communicate so he understands what is your needs, what is your expectations, so he can improve it. So you, in the end, end of the circle, so you will feel comfortable, okay, and not nervous. And of course, around you, you should be able to improve your controlling with your teammates. To know what is the result, how much time left on the clock, who is in fouls, everything. When I was young, first season for me, second season as a professional basketball in Israel, I had a coach, not bad, he's a pretty good coach, name is David Blatt, he was young there. And we had this, I don't know, today all the arenas are new and of course the wood floor is great, but back in the days you go to play in some gym and some places the ball don't bounce. You probably face it in some way in your career. So you come to bounce the ball and the ball stays on the floor. Or it wasn't like the 24 shot clock now on the blackboard. Many years ago it was colors. Every 10 seconds the color changed and the shot clock was on the floor. One there, one there. Every gym was different. And I remember when I stepped into the court as a point guard, the first thing he told me, you are as a point guard, when you step on the court, make sure that before you start your warm-up, where is the shot clock? Bounce the ball. Feel where the ball is bounced good, where is bounced bad. Okay, everything. Where is the stance? Where is the way to the locker room? Everything is important. And this was a lesson for me. I didn't understand it there in their time, but I understand it now. When we played against Partizan Belgrade, we were a young team, they were a young team. We play against them. Again, I played. We went there, 15,000 people, crazy. They throw coins, everything. We finished, we beat them by mistake. And before the game started, I noticed exactly where is the hall to the locker room, where is exactly everything, like coach told me, coach teach me. Finished the game, we beat them, all these zippers and coins, everything is on the floor, everybody started to walk. I ran immediately to I was the first one because I make the plan before, okay? So everything is important, everything is important. And this is something you should demand, from my opinion. Demand from your pointer. You must demand it from the pointer and to create some kind of trust, to build some kind of trust, so he knows what to expect from you. The last thing will be verbal versus non-verbal, communication, okay? Communication. Do you have any idea, by percentages, how much percentage, if we split it, will be verbal messages and non-verbal messages? By research, not by me. Research from University of Yale.
80% non-verbal, maybe more. 80.
90% of the messages we get are non-verbal, which means basically body language. So I don't know if you know, if you notice, if you ever think of this. You are never in a situation. There is two ways for a person two situation that he is right now. Or that he give energy, or that he take energy. There is no passive, it's to take energy. From the people around you, from the team, from whatever. And body language, everything you do says something about you. If you're sitting in the class and you're sitting like you are straight up, you're sitting and you look at the eyes of the teacher. So the teacher wants to teach you more. He has the passion to engage with you. When you're sitting and you don't care, it's not only about you, you take energy from the people around you. If you think that you're passive, you don't disturb the class. You don't do anything special, you don't talk, you don't chewing gum, you don't just sit like this. And you think it's okay, I want you to know that by the research, you take energy from the people around you, and as time goes on, if there will be a lot of people like you, they will also shut down a little, time by time. And this is very important because we're talking about a team and we're talking about point guard who we are expecting for him to be a leader, or one kind of a leader. So first thing, let's talk about the verbal, how we use the voice. And again, this is something that we can teach. We can teach, and we can, we can guide, okay, our leaders. Most of them have some kind of natural, okay. But when we talk about verbal, we talk about night message. And again, we put it under some title, so it's easier for us. It would be a name, the information, the tone of our voice, and eye contact. And if you use, when you want to send some message, to talk to your teammates, to talk to your coach, to talk to your whatever, and you know how to use this. Okay, this is going to be your natural conversation, the way of conversation. You become much more effective. Your message will go fluidly to the other person, and the result will be much more effective and in better percentages. Okay? While we're talking about names, let's for example, we can say the first thing I want to give some info to my teammates. I call his name. I give a small information what I want. Okay, hey, John, backs up. And my tone of the voice is something that I want to, again, you can be aggressive, but you need to give him some kind of a way to connect with you and don't be negative to you. So if you yell at him, and we yell a lot as coaches, a lot of time it won't make the result we want, okay? Because it creates, maybe now we will do because you did, but it creates something, okay? It develops some kind of wrong relationship. And again, you can be assertive, you can be aggressive, you can be straight in the eyes and tell him what you want to do, but you have to be sharp. And you gotta look at him in the eyes because he knows it's personal, okay? I want you to look, and again, I'm telling you that from my experience, and there is a lot of kind of people I know, from my experience, the big leaders, okay, even though people sometimes don't like them, and you know, they let you feel like they are above you or whatever. But when it comes to real time, to have result, the way they would communicate with you will be more or less around this kind of tactic. And this guy, I must tell you that I'm not a big fan of him, but he's a great basketball player and he's a leader. Oh shit, we don't have.
We should have a voice.
Yeah. Okay. It's too bad. Let's just show it. But he basically all the time he's talk to his teammates. He look at them. He exactly tell them what to do. Communicate. It's amazing. He tell him exactly he wants to go right and then come back to his left. He look at his eyes, so he knows he means to him. He's talking to him all the time. He's talking. Now he says switch. It's too bad. But this is the calling. Now he explain you about some pick and how to handle pick. Okay, tell him, listen, in the pick I need to go back. But he look at him and he watch, eye contact. Keep shooting. I'm translating, just remember this. I got your back, he tells, but he look at him, watch, eye contact. Short information. I'm telling you that we as a coaches, obviously we does a lot of bad things, but this is something that we are not very focused on. We talk a lot on the court, outside the court. The explanation sometimes, you know, they make many years ago again. They took two people from Yale. They took John Wooden as some kind of, they want to make like a tease to finish to graduate. And I won't tell you the whole story, but in the end they make a conclusion that according to him, a lot of was according to him, to his the way he's acting, that a coach should not talk when you want to give some instruction during practice. If you are talking more than 30 seconds, they lose you. 30 seconds. It means that you want to give a lot of information during practice, and you want, you know this whistle thing that you are, okay, let's go. You whistle the ball, you whistle again, and you say, but don't forget, when he comes to you, you're gonna go either way, okay? Either let's go, oh, you don't let them go, and you another instruction because you forget, so another instruction, and you sure that they get everything, that they're ready, and it's totally wrong. You should go not more than 30. When I was a youth program, under 20, under 18 coach, I told my assistant, listen, I'm talking too much. Now, every time I go more than 30 seconds, you hit me the ball behind it's like this. You go with the ball, we have the tennis ball, I go more than 20 seconds, throw me the ball behind. And he can't. He was looking to stop with the watch. And the players thought it's something doing with them, but in the end I try to improve this because I understand that it's much more effective. Okay, so this is about how to use your voice. It's too bad we cannot hear it. Okay, next thing in communication, and this is a great coach that retired. And he said basketball is sharing. And sharing is not only the ball. Okay? Sharing is also information. And great point guards, because there is a lot of information running. A lot. You start the game, there is a blonde girl on the stands, your parents came to see you, someone throw at you something, someone tell you something, this guy told you, hey, why you don't pass me the ball, I'm wide open. The other one says, come on man, play for me. You know, one game you don't play defense, a lot of information. The coach say, hey, I told you to play number 3, why you play number 5? So there are a lot of things going on. But you must also, as a coach, but this is the relationship with the point guard. And great point guards know to be selective, to understand what is important and what is not important. And what is important, it's very important also to share it, not to keep it with you. When I was assistant coach in Hapoel Jerusalem, we had a young guy, played point guard, young guy, great guy, played 4 years in college, came, signed for us for 5 years. And the coach go to him, there was a free throw, coach go to him and say, Tom, we go double fist, like we're gonna press. And he goes, okay coach. And then he go, they made the shot, the free throw shot, and he was the only one who go to press. And of course, they go by him and he go look back, hey guys, where are you? Of course, where are you? He didn't share the information. So it's important to share information, okay? It's important to understand what to share, what to keep. And the last thing will be a reminder. This aspect win games. Again, this reminder, if you know how to give reminder, we'll talk about it in a second, can win games for you. And this is something that I, as an assistant coach, really focus. I will tell you that in the game plan that we're going to play against the team, part of the game plan and the scouting is for me to make sure that I have my things to look at, so I can give reminders in the right time. And reminder will be effective. This is important. Reminder will be effective only if you say it just before the things is about to happen. If you say this after, you know these players that this guy make 3-point shot on you and they go back and they go, but I told you. You know those guys? We have a bunch of them. I told you. Why you don't box out? Why you leaving? Why you don't play deny? Why you don't run? Okay? This is conclusion. This is not a reminder. This is after the action. We already lost the game. We lost the possession. On the other hand, you cannot say a reminder 1 hour before, because this is a schedule. Okay? This is not a reminder. Reminder will be, remember, it's effective only if you say just before the thing is going to happen. So reminder will be, we are in a timeout, end of the game, they have the last offense, we are up 2, okay? And let's see how we can function, how we can handle the timeout. First thing can be, guys, and not only that, they have 4 players, 4 from the first lineup, they are out of bounds, they are fouled out. So probably, hopefully, probably, they will go for the win. They don't want to go to the overtime. So this is information that me as a leader, me as a point guard, should be able to understand. Okay? And if I realize that, I assume that they might go for a 3-point shot to win the game because they don't want to get into an overtime. For example. So me as a leader, me as a point guard, I can sit in the bench on the timeout and throw the things in the air and says, hey, they will go for a 3-point shot. But this is not good. Won't be effective because this is not personal. Okay? The idea is good, but this is not personal. But if I will go and I will eye contact with the guy who's going to guard this guy, this shooter, and I will tell him like this with the night message. I will tell him, listen, they're going to go for him. No help from you. It's you and him. That's it. Imagine the guy that's supposed to guard him. He knows now that there is no excuses. It's him and him. It's me and him. The responsibility is on me. I believe that if this guy will make the 3-point shots, it only because he's a great, great shooter and he took some kind of fader or make a great move. But it wasn't because the other guy got sleep, okay, or forgot, or whatever. So the reminder can win games. It's the same with in practice. I don't know, you play 4 and 4 and 4, okay, and you go from side to side. You go 4 and 4 and 4, and the target is to pass the ball inside to the big man. And they pass the ball to the big man easy, and the big man score. And then they pass the ball easy, and the help come, and the big man pass. But the problem starts with the big man getting the ball too easy. And I'm the point guard, and I realize that. So I go, I don't want to confront my guys, and the big man, he's... So I say, guys, no, we need to front him. We need to front him. It doesn't make the job. You need to be able to confront the guy on the right way, to move forward and tell him, listen, next time you got to front the guy. Look in his eyes. You got to front the guy. So now it's even him. Now it's him. It's the responsibility on him. So the result will be better. I'm telling you this, if I know as an assistant coach that we're going to play against some team and they have a special out of bounds end of clock, and I mark it for me, just in case we get to this situation, okay? And I know if this will happen, I'm going to throw this reminder to the right people, okay? Who's going to take who? Not something in the air. Not say, hey guys, we got a rebound. This is not good enough. We got a free throw, or this guy is Dennis Rodman, and I'm playing Dennis Rodman. I need to go to this guy and tell him, listen, you got to box him out, face him out. It's you and him. You don't jump, he don't jump. Someone else take the rebound. So the responsibility go to him, and the result will be dramatically. We won games. I'm telling you, black and white. We won games because of reminders. Okay? I want to show you. There is no voice, but I don't know how many of you remember or used to see in '97. This is the time that I was young and I was still able to wake up early to watch games live from NBA. And I was a big Michael Jordan fan. And on Game 6 against Utah, there was a timeout. This is the timeout. It was tie game. And Jordan talked to Steve Kerr. What I'm talking about, 97, yeah? 30 years ago. 20.
20 years.
I'm betting. Sorry. He's talking to Steve. By the way, to be a shooter next to Michael Jordan probably was the most pressure, most tough, most hard position ever in basketball. Because if you miss, they kick you out from the team. No way, you cannot miss around you. Because he take all the attention, you must make shots. If you know a little bit of the history of Chicago, they always had a great, great, great shooter around him. Always. Paxson, Steve Kerr, and all of them win championship. And it's not by a reason. And it's by a reason. It's not by mistake. And he talked to eye contact. He talked to Steve Kerr and he told him, listen, they're going to go 2 on me. For sure, something will happen because I'm under the attention. You just be ready. I'm going to pass you the ball. And he said, Steve Kerr told him, I'll be ready. And then he said that his tactic, his individual tactic was, when I'm going to get it, I'm not going to fool around. I'm just catch and shoot. Okay? So they talk about it. It's a reminder. It's something to win the game. And it's exactly what happened. Boom, boom, timeout, they win games. Not because of the play, because of the communication of the guys. Okay? And now Steve Kerr said that when Coach Phil Jackson wants to give Michael Jordan the ball, Jordan said that I'm not feel comfortable in this situation. So I passed the ball to Steve Kerr. It was just a joke, of course. Okay? So I'm telling you, if you take this note and you try to build this communication with your point guard or with your assistant coach, you're going to win games. And you remember that. Okay? Thank you very much.
Otázky?
Coach, thank you. Change your philosophy. I like it a lot. On the level
I don't have the budget to find the perfect pointer. So, you know, I have to choose. So if you are in my position, what do you choose? You cannot get a quick one with a good shot, with composure, with seeing 4 passes, everything.
Of course, I'm asking you, in our country, when you ask question, first of all, I ask you a question again. Do you have some philosophy about the whole team?
Yeah.
So my suggestion is to try to find the point guard that can fit, first of all, if your philosophy is to play inside a lot, you understand? Or if your philosophy is dribble, drive, and kick, so try to find a point guard at least. You know, of course, you cannot get everything, but you need to make an order. Like, what the first thing is important for him? If the first thing important for you in the point guard is him to get into the paint, even though he's not the quickest guy that can run the fast break for you. But this is the most important thing for you, so try to look for this guy. Okay? I know it's not, by the way, it's not only you, it's also us. It's not like we have unlimited budget and we can bring whatever we want. Okay? So, by the way, you know Moneyball? You saw the Moneyball, the movie? What they do, basically in the new world, they take one complete player, and you understand you don't have this complete player, and you split it to 2. You bring 2 players, that one is more like this and one is more like this, and try to, I know it's not easy, hey, but coach is a very tough position.
Ještě nějaké otázky? Klidně ve slovenštině, já se pokusím přeložit.
Great, so thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Prosím vás, jenom teďka informace, nějaký důležitý.